ultimate golf mad nation squarely on their shoulders. What a show of talent, of poise, of true Aussie grit.
It is our story to write. What story you want it to be is determined by the man in that fucking jumper. And the man in that jumper beside you.
Shit's about to get fun.
Welcome back to Fairways to Footy, proudly brought to you by the Golf Bunker, your home of everything golf. This is part 2 of our AFL preview series. I'm joined by Fergo, the president of the Calamachi fan club. I'm joined by Mossy, the Geelong Cats bandwagon supporter. And I'm Toto, and all these jerseys are from my closet. So, boys, episode 1, pretty good talking points, I feel. A little bit opinionated from you, big fella. Let's see if you're going to back that up.
You know, someone had to say something.
I will say something about that collar.
Yeah,
I like it. I like a collared jersey.
It's the best jersey they've ever released. Has to be.
Yeah.
It's a Bob 300 jersey.
Yeah.
So.
I'm
a
frothing
fan.
the collar. Bring back the collar.
I almost want to go to Warragul and see if I can find Bob Murphy in like a pub or something, get him to sign it.
Is Calamachi going to be there?
Hopefully. I'll get a tattoo if he is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of tattoos, Mossy, the bandwagon Cats fan, mate.
Been a Cats supporter my whole life. I thought about changing once when I was a kid. Might have been like 10.
Dad backhand, yeah?
Nah, but he's like, you can change teams, but then you don't live here. So, at 10, fending for myself, that was not an option. So, stayed on the Cats train.
Yeah.
And then, lucky enough to see some premierships since then. So,
have you ever got a tattoo for a premiership you played in, or just the one that you watched?
No, just the one that I watched.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball.
Speaking of the Cats, Mossy.
All right, so rising star. Connor O'Sullivan, 198 centimetres, pick 11, 2023 draft. Already got a contract extension to 2028, so he's obviously, he's locked in.
He's the future.
Yeah, and he came 5th in the rising star last year. Improved his game a little bit, like he's averaging 5.8 per game in terms of uncontested marks, but he's only averaging 1 contested. So I'd like to see that get up there a little bit. But dude, 80% efficiency.
Yeah.
So that is elite.
They've got 2 pillars down there. Him and Sam De Koning playing centre half back, full back. That's if they keep both of them, that's their pillars for the next 10 years.
So, he takes his game to that next level, and we talked about Harris Andrews a few times in the first episode, getting those spoils up to, sort of 5, 6, 7 per game, get that intercept marked up to maybe 2 or 3, and I think, that'll take his game to the next level. It's a bit different when you're a key defender and you don't need to get 30 touches, but those effective things, intercept marks, spoils, they're worth their weight in gold. And, he's already averaging 12, so it's not like he's getting no touches.
Yeah. And I think it's one thing that Geelong do so well is it seems like they don't put pressure on these young players, and they just foster from it. They get bigger, they get stronger, they learn more.
He's played in the grand final now as well, so I feel like he will learn from that. I won't remind Mossy what happened in that grand final, but
it was a tough second half.
Yeah,
I was up and about the first quarter.
Yeah,
more so that your boyfriend, old mate, who
Zach Bailey
couldn't hit the scoreboard, so I was frothing that. I was thinking, geez, lucky he's not kicking straight today.
Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Mate.
You leave Zach.
Breakout contender. I've got Lawson Humphries. Mate, talk about a steal. Drafted at 63 in 2023, mate, and he debuted in 2024.
His left and right foot are the same.
Mate, so
literally elite.
How do they keep doing
right,
it?
So
I don't know.
What do you think about it, dude? He's gone at number 63.
They do have the best list manager, being known for it. I mean, he went out and got Tom Stewart back in the day, who was another mature age guy.
Yep.
Max Holmes. He's gone out and got these guys that are playing as if they're a first or top 10 pick.
It's his second season, and he's literally their prime distributor across half back. And he's just they're like, if it's in the back line, we get this guy the ball, he goes bang, hits a target, and we just transition and we attack.
Yeah.
He led the Cats in rebound 50s last year, 16 disposals per game, 77% efficiency. And speaking of the grand final, mate, one of a few boys that could have a beer at the end of the game and go, I actually was solid today and contributed. because there was lots of blokes who couldn't have done that. I'd love to see him run and carry more. Go to him, he takes a mark, he goes back a lot, like off the mark, just get extra metres gain and really penetrate into the 50 instead of, hitting that sort of like, Jez has taken a mark sort of the other side of the circle. Now someone's taken a mark on the 50 and we're being dangerous. Under pressure, I don't like not liking blokes in my own team that I back for. Like, I really struggle with it. But Reece Stanley, right? He's on a 1-year contract extension. He's been at the Cats a long time.
He's been on 1-year contracts for the last 8 years.
Like, he's under the pump.
You reckon he's going to get better at 36?
Well, he needs to get better than he was last year, because last year he was not great, and we've given him another extension. So
There has to be a reason.
Yeah, it's
Like,
there is a reason.
we just don't have a ruckman. Blitzard was probably carrying us a fair bit and being a sort of utility ruckman and getting around, but I don't think they'll want him bashing and crashing.
oh no, that's not how he plays.
Yeah,
Blitzards. He'll run and jump and.
But he's also 36. They've been waiting for Toby Conway. Now got a stress fracture in his foot again. The other one that's actually burning up the track is Mitch Edwards. So he's a 20-year-old ruckman as well. He's meant to be the really athletic one. Toby Conway is more of an old school ruck.
Yep.
Whereas this Mitch Edwards is a highly athletic guy that's probably not quite ready.
Do you think that maybe they're keeping Reece Stanley on because they don't have rucks, right?
And they're trying to protect the other guys.
Well, but yeah, and they're trying to. Reece Stanley's acting as almost like a coach for these.
Yeah,
What's he coaching them in? How to not get the ball?
No,
he's not a bad ruck.
No, I think he's. He's
literally the slowest guy in the AFL. I can't go in.
Yeah.
I can't go in. Like, he gets near the ball, and I just already know
he's going to do
he's going to do
stupid.
something dumb.
I think he's undertaking the role of your Todd Goldstein at Essendon.
Yeah.
So I'll be your Mr. Fix-It, because at the end of the day, Geelong went hunting for someone.
They went hard for Rowan Marshall, and like, this is what you want. Guys getting 18 disposals compared to Reece's at 10. So he's nearly double disposals. He's hit outs to advantage. He's nearly like 2 extra, 5.3 to 6.8. He's doing double clearances to Reece Stanley. So we just need someone that's giving us more bang for a position in the ruck position. And we're probably happy to give the young guys a go. And if the young guys are getting numbers like this, or at least they're getting experience and they're a future prospect, this will get a few people up and about. So I've got Paddy Dangerfield written down.
Look into the camera.
So I've got Paddy Dangerfield down.
That is insane.
The reason I've got it down is
We're really interested here.
he's an aging superstar captain. And if I look at, like, say, the grand final, 10 disposals, looked slow, struggled.
I reckon he was hurt.
I'm not going to lie. I thought he was pretty good to start off with. Then
Until he crashed into Jets. 12 games where he had 15 plus disposals, 10 games, kicked 2 or more goals. If it's me, I'm just like, dude, you're purely forward.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just play deep forward.
Yeah.
Like, next, and Jezza can get up the ground. Like, dude, you don't leave the arc. You're the guy we're kicking into, and you can apply pressure. He's really good at keeping his feet. He doesn't go to ground a lot, or if he does, he recovers quickly and he's straight on the ball.
Mm.
So I'll be playing him deep. And
Probably the best to extract that football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he
and
dives
he
at
takes
the ball.
and he takes a good mark.
But to me, when I think of, if you're telling stories of Patrick Dangerfield, it's him when
Diving
he
at the
dives at the ball and stands up in the tackle.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, nobody does it.
So for me, I'm thinking he's under the pump. He could go another year or two, but he's under the pump this season. I think he's got to maintain that scoreboard pressure, because if he stops hitting the scoreboard, which this year he had probably half a dozen games where he didn't hit the scoreboard, if those start creeping up, and then we've got 8, 9, 10 plus games where I'm getting 15 but I'm not hitting the scoreboard, I'm like, you probably get that out of a young fella.
In saying that, last year they had a plan of attack. 7 centre bounces throughout the home and away season, 14 in the prelim. Got him through to finals. His prelim was exceptional. Like, one of the best, single-handedly, one of the best individual performances you'll see.
Yep.
And he got them to the grand final. Yeah, sure, he didn't turn up for the grand final, but you can't expect him to go and bash and crash for 23 games in a year.
No, so, if I'm him, I'm thinking, if he can average 15, take a couple of contested marks, hit the scoreboard 2-3 times a game, like, that's solid. That's what you want from him. And because he's the leader, he's up and about, he's feedback to the young guys, growing our our brand and our game plan. So I don't think he's at any risk of getting out of the team.
Backpedal.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not backpedaling in terms of.
Sorry, Daddy Danger.
But I think he's got to continue to hit the scoreboard throughout the season. Otherwise, those question marks start popping up. Well, cool. Well, because I'm a Cats fan, I'm a positive guy, mate. No ruck and worries. That's us.
Bang.
I like it.
He's going with the slogan.
Yeah, good.
We might rock Reece Stanley, but no ruck and worries. We'll make it work.
You guys haven't had a ruck since Brad Otten's.
On the bold call yes, they have missed finals. Is Chris Scott, is he under the pump?
Nah.
No!
You just made the granny.
Yeah, but
And you just fresh off a premiership in, what, 22?
yeah, but wouldn't he want more? What has he got? Two
Oh,
months?
everybody wants more, but you know how hard it is to win a premiership? Ask St Kilda. Sorry, St Kilda.
Yeah, sorry.
Moving on. Gold Coast Suns.
We are the sons of the Gold Coast sky. We are one in the red, gold and blue.
Their first official team where you committed the unforgivable sin of changing teams.
Yeah, well, look, in my defence, I was sick of Richmond always coming ninth.
I thought you went for Geelong last year.
No, this was like, as a child.
Again?
His father had less harsh words to him when he was a young fella, just let him change.
Yeah.
We bought him a football for coaching us last year. All signed it right there. And what's the logo on it? Oh no.
Oh, it's the Cats.
Yeah. Well, they lost the grand final, so I don't like them.
He's under the
Should have
sun.
got me a Brisbane one.
Gary Ablett Jr. left and then he's jumped ship.
Yeah, you want to know the worst part? Gary went back to Geelong. Richmond won 3 in a row, and so I couldn't go back to Richmond. Anyway, we've got the Gold Coast Suns, who I am very excited about this year. I'm a big fan of them and what Dimmer Hardwick is doing with those boys this year or last year even, and they're only going to go bigger and better. My rising star is pretty obvious, Zeke the Freak Hewland. So he was taken to pick 2 in the draft. He was actually the only bottom age player in under 18s to make the All-Australian side. So he made it as a 17-year-old.
That's a big effort.
He was a Gold Coast Suns Academy player. Again, we spoke in the last episode about what Brisbane have been gifted or how they're going with their academy players. You look at what the Gold Coast Suns have done recently with Jed Walter, Leo Lombard, Jake Rogers, Ethan Reed. They're doing something right on the Gold Coast. And Rugby League's probably losing out for it. 4 VFL games for the Gold Coast last year, and he averaged 16 disposals. He's not a big accumulator. His older brother Bodie plays for Gold Coast now as a defender, and he's a jack of all trades, Mr. Fix-It. You can put him on a half forward, wing, half back, whatever. He's going to do a job.
Their midfield is already elite. Is he getting time in there?
I think he'll play on a wing.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, I genuinely think he'll play on a wing because he's only 180.
Yeah.
180 centimetres, but athletic, versatile.
Taller than you.
Yeah. I think that just he's burning up the track with his competitiveness. He's come in, hit the ground running, and a lot of the feedback from like even Christian Petrarca, who's up there now, is like, I haven't seen a first year kid come in and do what he's doing. He's not going to go out and get 30. He's not going to be your Jagger Smith, Dyson Sharp.
Yeah.
But he's going to be like, hey, I'll take you on in a one-on-one contest. And yeah, he won't shirk it. So Zeke Hewland, my rising star. Breakout contender for me is Bailey Humphries. So Bailey Humphries is your Jordan De Goey, Dusty Martin, mid-forward, highly explosive, not an accumulator, but would be a matchup nightmare in the forward half and can go out and kick 3 or 4.
Impact player.
Yeah, massive impact player. Pick number 6 in 2022 draft. He's now played 63 games. So again, we spoke about that magic number of 50. He's established. He knows what's required. He's turned his back on his interest from his home state. So he was a bit of a marquee player. There was talk of him wanting to go home. I think Essendon, maybe Hawthorn, a couple other Victorian teams were knocking on the door pretty heavily. He would have got more midfield time had he gone to any of these other places, but he wouldn't be playing for a premiership. So I think it's a bit of a bitter pill to swallow as a young kid, when you're stuck behind Matt Rao, Noah Anderson, Tuke Miller, now Christian Petrarca.
It would not shock me if Petrarca has more forward time than what he does.
You reckon?
Yeah,
It would not shock me.
Well, that's what I think. I think Petrarca's going to be in for a big year.
Yeah.
Like, even as a forward.
Because we're all assuming he just slots into the midfield and he plays midfield.
Yeah, I don't
You reckon he's not playing midfield?
I reckon he's going to
Well,
play.
Rao can't play anywhere else.
Yeah.
Anderson, you wouldn't play anywhere else.
Mm.
Tuke Miller can play as a half forward, as a pressure forward.
Yeah, even like maybe even a half back
Back.
flank. They just take a midfield and
Yeah.
they just go plonk, plonk, and all of a sudden you have Bailey Humphries and Petrarca in the same midfield.
Yeah, imagine that. So you start off
Yeah.
with a Anderson, Rao, Tuke Miller,
Yeah.
and then you go, right, you boys are cooked. Petrarca,
Yeah.
Humphries,
Zeke
Zeke
Hewlett.
Like, there's a lot of talent there. That's
It's
a
huge.
good midfield, isn't
It's
it?
stacked, man.
Yeah.
Their team.
So,
Actually ridiculous. Good luck getting a touch.
so he's only 21. All right, so he's 21 years old. I think that, the world's his oyster, and he's going to go bang. I
Yeah.
think, for me, breakout this year, playing as a mid forward, I think he'll kick 35.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that was the thing I liked about him last year. Like, he kicked 25 goals
Yeah,
from 23 games. So he's going goal a game.
big things coming from him. Under pressure.
Mm.
Big name of the off-season.
Oh, mate, it's the right one.
Jamara Ugle-Hagen. I'm turning into a fan.
Oh,
I didn't like what he was about. I did not.
Electric.
I did not like the way that he was being perceived in the media, or the carry on
Yeah.
that he's at fault.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, he's at fault as well for
Mate, he's a massive peanut.
Yes.
But in saying that, there's obviously he needed to get out.
Yeah.
Needed to get out of Victoria. Former Western Bulldogs #1 draft pick.
Yep. We paid way too much for him.
23 was in need of a sea change, like we said, and the Suns pounced. Well, they were talking about the next Buddy Franklin.
Yeah.
So that's his highlights were like just electric.
Very good footballer. I think he'll go very high in the Coleman if he plays all year.
Yeah.
I think him and Ben King together will be nuts.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't had a dynamic forward line like that before.
That's probably been their struggle area.
Yep.
Out of the three, mid, defence and forward.
Yep.
Forward's definitely where they've struggled.
High half forward. He's actually, I think he's 198 centimetres.
Yeah.
He's bigger than I thought.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
big.
he was like 190, 192.
Tall boy.
Gold Coast have already got Ben King, who was top 3 in the Coleman this year. Jed Walter, academy player, hasn't really adjusted to the AFL yet.
They've gave him a weird role.
Yeah, super athletic,
Yeah.
but he's still finding his feet. Ethan Reed, I think he's overrated.
He gets
but-
nudged out this year. Ugle-Hagen was backup ruck for English.
No,
for most
maybe
of the time.
they might. I don't think they'll leave Ethan Reed out. But some exciting preseason footage. Ugle-Hagen chasing down Matt Rao with a big tackle, doing some simulator work, and you're just like, he's hungry. He looks ready to go there, speaking all the good things about him. I hope, from a fan perspective, that he takes this opportunity, but there is a lot of eyes on him.
Yeah. I've never seen Rao get locked up like he did in that video.
Yeah.
That was a proper match.
Yeah, that's it.
He got locked up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was like, oh, watch his ankle. Like, I dead set thought his ankle folded underneath him. Bold call. Hardwick the GOAT. Suns make their first grand final, and it's a Q clash. Do you imagine the AFL world if it's Queensland versus Queensland in an AFL grand final? We got to start talking about Damien Hardwick. I mean, yes, he picked up the keys, and he already said that the list was 80% of the way there.
Go back to Geelong, who's the better coach. If Hardwick takes them to a grand final this year, they don't even win it. They just take them.
I think Hardwick would probably get the nod because it's easier to stay in your own lane and keep bringing people to your lane.
You've got a system.
You've
and-
got good people,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Whereas you've gone from
Winning a three-peat.
at the Tigers to then jumping over to the West Coast. Oh,
Gold
West
Coast.
Sorry,
Gold Coast,
Gold
yeah.
Coast. Like, and then starting fresh there. You don't have all your same people. They've already got systems.
You've got to
to
implement
yeah,
your own
implement your own
system.
stuff. So
You got to get the buy-in from the players.
Yeah.
because if you look at other coaches that have done it, like say Alistair Clarkson,
Yeah.
he was at Hawthorn, looked $1 million. Everyone's like, oh my god, goes to North Melbourne,
Yeah.
they're pretty much been plateaued since he's been there.
Yeah, he hasn't actually
he hasn't
improved.
got them up.
He
you
has
know?
not improved.
Like,
Do you hear that, boys? It's the sound of the mighty Giants.
Oh!
Da, 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 da.
Well, there's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty Giants. Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the Giants.
It's the sound of the mighty Giants, and I love it. It's the best theme song in the comp. Tell me I'm wrong.
you're wrong because it's Geelong.
No, it's not. You can't even say that with a straight face.
No, I think I think you're right.
And I hate GWS.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I just my
what do you
respect
hate
for you
about
just went up. So I'm also in that.
What do
boat.
you mean? They're
Wait,
like the doggies.
They're the Toby Green dogs.
Oh
mate.
yeah,
yeah.
you
I
are
can't
a
wait
Dogs
for
fan.
that Amazon series to come out, by the way. Have you seen the
They're
clip?
doing another
Yeah,
marking
called-
their mark or whatever.
Yeah, Final Siren. Looks mint. Toby Green says he won't have a beer with Bont. Bont pretty much alphas him and just calls him a whiny little bitch. But rising star, Joe Fonte, young defender. He was picked up at pick 44 in the 2023 draft. So from all reports that is happening, he also did earn a rising star nomination in 2025. From everything that is being said, this preseason, obviously we've talked about it, everyone's saying they're having huge preseasons.
Yeah.
But a lot of talk around this guy cementing his spot in the back six.
As a key or as a runner?
A runner. He's a waffle product.
Yeah.
Played a bit of senior footy in the waffle. So heart and body, all the waffle players are.
Big backline to break into if he's a running defender. You got Lockie Ash, Lockie Whitfield back there as a sort of distributors. You got Harry Himmelberg, who's also sort of another little intercept guy. And then you've obviously got Buckley and Taylor as their keys.
He played 17 games last year.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah.
know, he's obviously slotting in. It's
Yeah.
just whether he permanently slots in
Cements
or
it.
if he's... Because he's a big fella. Does he 191?
He's been playing a lot of defence,
Yep.
just pure
Yeah.
off the halfback a fair bit.
Yep.
I would be interested to see if he plays up the ground a little bit. It's probably something they lack
Mate,
in
that's
their
maybe
defence.
on a wing.
That's
or
a big.
something?
That's a big
Yeah.
halfback, man.
But like,
189. Does anyone else feel like that's a big halfback?
no, not anymore.
No. Jordan Clark, all Australian. I'm pretty sure he was like 191, 192. Mate, AFL footballers are just big now.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. It's so big.
That's what she said.
Michael, please. Please.
Come on.
My breakout, Aaron Cadman. He's primed for a breakout year. Key forward.
Yep. They take a bit of time.
Yes, they do take a bit of time. I mean, look at Ben King. Amazing hands, marking abilities, amazing mobility, and just his goal sense and his awareness is just improving.
Yep.
Every game that he plays. I never knew this. I didn't actually realise he was picked up as the number one pick in 2022. Probably really mount a case for it because of the season that he had last year. You've got Jesse
Yeah.
Hogan, and they need it.
Yeah, well, they needed another. Riccardi was playing
Riccardi
the
was
ruck
playing.
forward.
Yeah. But you can't run with Stringer and Jesse Hogan. Well, they've got another year.
Yeah.
If that,
Yeah.
they need to start thinking. I think they've finally got to a stage where they can probably start thinking about their future a little bit.
Yeah.
And stop trying to always push and push and push. They probably need to get some staple young blokes
Yeah.
in and
Well, he was touted as being the next Jeremy Cameron. When they drafted him, I think they played a year together before Jezza went to the Gold Coast. Went to Geelong, sorry. Before Jezza went to Geelong. Really struggling early. And personally, it was like, is this another Josh Shackey?
yeah.
So I was thinking he's a left footer, big key forward, taken super early, top couple of picks. Is it a Josh Shackey when they've been expecting him to be the Jezza Cameron? Last year showed me he's more the latter.
Yeah.
I think I think he's starting to really work out his body, work out what AFL football's about.
Well, mate, he played 24 games. He kicked 44 goals.
Yeah.
So that's
a
handy
big-
as.
That's a big year.
And 23 behind. So he's had 67 shots on goal. So he's going, I will hit the scoreboard 3 times every day, every time we play. So I think that in itself is,
I'd love to see
Super
where
reliable.
those shots were from too, because one thing with GWS, like on a team perspective, they got pushed to the boundary so often.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember how many times you were watching their keys have shots from 45 out from the sideline. Like, so if they can work out a system to actually open up that middle of the ground in the middle of the 50, I think it's going to go a long way to them actually being a contender this year.
As a breakout player, what are you? He's just kicked 44. What's the number?
I think he's got to go to at least 60 this year.
60?
He's got
60 puts him up there with the Coleman and All-Australian.
If they can open up the centre of the centre of the ground in that corridor, I really think he will go a long way to kicking 60.
Yep.
Because he showed that he can take a pack mark.
Yeah.
He showed that he can take big marks. He showed that he can kick goals in big moments.
Yeah.
So
How big is he?
195.
Yeah.
Big dude. And I'll tell you what, at 21, man, bagging 44 in a season, that's solid. We're talking about key forwards taking time to develop. At 21, you're nearly getting 2 goals out of him every game.
And you got Jesse Hogan by his side.
Yeah, that's right.
He's already, I would say, ahead of his peers that are in that same boat. I'm a key forward because, I've got the Hawks neck, and we're talking about Cal Shadir, who's a forward. He ain't kicking 2 goals a game yet.
I had 2, so I was tossing between them, but Finn Callahan
Had a big breakout year this year.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I'm a huge fan of Finn Callahan, and especially with what GWS are going to be doing this year. They went out and recruited, they got Clayton Oliver, who's an extraction king, and you put him with Tom Green. They win the football, feed it out to Finn Callahan, who's just got speed to burn on the outside, and I think he's in for a big year.
So I have him, because of that, I have him going All-Australian this year.
Yeah,
So,
I don't mind that shout.
Yeah, mate. He's elite, proper elite. He's elite in disposals, kicks, handballs, and above average in tackles and clearances.
Yep.
So,
And then speaking of Clayton Oliver, he's my under pressure.
Yeah.
So, and here, I haven't even got stats on him.
That's
I've
a good
just
call,
got
though.
Self-explanatory. To be fair, I think he was hard done by at Melbourne. He wasn't playing terrible. In terms of their team, he was not the worst performer out of all of them.
He looks like he doesn't really go to work and sit in the weights or anything, but does he?
It was interesting. I was listening to SEN, and they had Adam Kingsley.
Yeah, the coach?
Yeah, they had him on, and they were actually saying that he said that he had to find ways to push like Clayton Oliver because he found that there wasn't that drive.
Yeah.
So he's found ways to actually push him in a different way.
The other one that you could be, and I'm hearing huge things about him winding back the clock, is Stephen Caniglio. He's 32, former captain. At one stage there got dropped when he was a captain.
Yep.
Last year he started to look a bit slow, and this year from all reports he's explosive again. So I'd love to see him firing again, but he's probably another one that's under pressure.
Yeah, under pressure, definitely. Bold call. So we've all heard Orange Tsunami. I've got the Orange Swell.
The Orange Swell.
The Orange Swell.
Don't rate it.
That is about how big it's going to be. A lot of their back line, they like to play really deep. They got found out real early by Gold Coast coming and running up the field, and their back line just doesn't follow. Forward line, with that, they don't have good enough entries in. Forwards, if they don't get going, especially like your stringers and stuff, if they have a little off season, I think it's going to be really hard for them.
I definitely have them top 8.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Put it to you this way then. So you have Geelong, Freo, Collingwood, Bulldogs, Swans, the Gold Coast. Are you backing GWS to get over the line with any of those teams?
Yeah, I genuinely am, because I know that they've got the avenues. They've got a bloke there that's a Coleman medalist for a start. You've got a bloke there that's kicked 44 goals. You've got the goal kicking capability. Toby Green can go out and kick 5. Sam Taylor's probably the second best fullback in the comp behind Harris. 2 All-Australian running defenders in Ash and Whitfield, who just run, carry. Harry Himmelberg plays that third tall, can intercept. So their back line, I think, is sound. And now Clayton Oliver with Finn Callahan, who breaks lines, and a Caniglio running through there as well. You got your running defenders. This is that tsunami that they're talking about of they intercept the ball, run, carry, and they just have a wave of players that come down the field, which puts a lot of pressure of a defensive unit. My concern for them is the health of their small forwards. Toby Green's getting older. Brent Daniels has had pretty much a very interrupted year.
So they're playing 3 lead-up targets,
Yeah.
and then you have
And then you
Toby
try and
Green
have
just
Toby.
doing whatever the fuck he wants, really. But that's it, though. Like, he doesn't care about... And that's where I find... I don't understand why he's
I
their
would have
captain.
Toby Green over Jake Stringer.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
but they're going to play Stringer, like, because they value him for some reason.
He provides X factor. As much as I dislike the bloke, he can win you the game of football. They played in the grand final not too long ago.
Yeah, and got absolutely pantsed. You can't even call that a grand final. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, but there's been a few of them lately. Adelaide got pumped.
Sydney got pumped
Yeah, Sydney got pumped.
by the mighty Catters.
Yeah.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting horse.
So, Hawks finished 8th last year. So, they've been sort of like trending up a bit, but then like sort of plateaued out. I probably thought, you know, based on all the hype at the start of the season, that they might have went 6th or 5th. But, you know, I don't think anyone would say Sam Mitchell's doing a bad job.
Nah.
So, I think he's pretty slotted in
He
there
looks
for
like
a
he's got
while.
a great culture too.
Yeah.
Those boys love him, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. So my rising stars, I've got Cal Shadir, forward, right? He's a forward. He burst onto the scene in 2024. So he's kicked 25 majors from 17 games. I don't think that's bad for a young kid, you know, like as a starting
He's a key,
out.
isn't he?
Yeah. So, you know, he's got a bigger body now, you know, more experience, and the game will hopefully go to the next level. Takes a good mark in the air. He's a big fella. He's like 195, jumps up and just clunk. They have a pretty good structure where they lock in, sort of get into a sort of body on body, and then sort of third man up and comes in from the side and just do it, takes a big mark. Took a couple of good contested marks as well. I'd love to see him probably just taking a few more out in front and being a hit-up target as opposed to just clunking a big one in the goal square, you know.
He got Gunson by his side, so, you know, you've got someone there that's going to absolutely show him the way.
Gunson was elite last year, so
ridiculous.
You know, you play a full season, he plays the full 23 games. You'd love to see him around about that 40 mark, you know, close to 40. 35, 40, I think that'd be like a really solid goal for him as a young fella. 30s is a must. If you kick under 30, you've gone backwards. But yeah, Cal Shadir. Right, breakout contender. Josh Weddle, utility, contract season this year.
There are teams hunting him.
Yeah,
Big time.
He's poised for a standout season. He's got 3 seasons under his belt and he's hitting like pretty average numbers, like pretty good numbers. So he's at 16 disposals, 9 kicks, you know, 7 handballs. So he's a pretty much average or above average in like all sections. You know, with his big body and his strength, he needs to back himself more, get that ball under the wing and just...
Because he's athletic. He's quick.
He's quick. So,
but those numbers that you've just said, 16 touches, are quite indicative of his role. So you said he was a utility, and he is. They've used him as a third tall defender, as a running defender. They've played him up forward. They've played him in the midfield. They've played him all over the shop.
But I think that's his thing. Like, even though the stats aren't like super high, he can play anywhere.
He's impacting the game.
Impacting everywhere, no matter where he goes. It's not like he goes forward and he's struggling to touch it. He's touching it no matter what, especially when he plays defensively because he's so athletic. Like, just back yourself, mate, run and carry, I reckon, and get those meters gained up. You know, you're at 320 now. We talked about, I think it might have been Josh Dacos earlier, like just in general chit-chat at 500 being elite. You know, I'd love to see him getting up into sort of the 400 or even 450s.
He could take the spot of Will Day.
100%.
So Will Day's a very similar size, athletic, leaping, like really like gazelle-like midfielder that just covers the ground. Will Day's out for probably half a year.
Yep.
He could really slot into that same role. And then you've got Weddle, John Newcomb, and Connor Nash or someone like that in the midfield. That's a big body.
Do you see that midfield matching up against other midfields though?
No, not that. So Connor Nash goes in there to try and he's the negator.
Yeah.
So he goes in and just goes, who's your big midfielder? I'm going body to body with him. They actually rotate quite a few through. So Connor McDonald's another one, Dylan Moore. So they're both your forwards that'll go in and pinch hit have 5 bounces in a game.
Under pressure, I've gone with Mitch Lewis up forward. He's been on the injury train, just can't get fit. So he's never played more than 15 games in a season. So being the stats guy, right? going back, so say he probably didn't really kick off and play decent numbers to 2019, but then he's gone 12, 8, 14, 15, 15, 4, 8. So 2019, 12 games, 20 goals. Not bad. Then plays 8 games for 5 goals. That's rubbish. Then goes 14 games for 22 goals. Good. All right, 15 games, 37 goals. Cool. 15 games, 36 goals. Cool. Then gets injured. 4 for 5 and then 8 for 8.
Yeah, that's when he went back-to-back 30s, mid-30s, they thought that
he was going to be...
thought that he was going to be their next big...
He was their most improved in 2022, as Toto just said, coming off the back of those 230s. So injury trained, left knee, partially torn ACL and a cartilage issue. So in separate seasons. So one was the ACL, then the next season was the cartilage issue.
Yeah.
So he's missed pretty much 2. You can't keep having these players on the books like long term and they're going to play half a dozen games.
Yeah.
So,
But he's also got the pressure of, like you said, Cal Shadir.
Also, you got Cam McKenzie, mid. 7, pick 7 in the 2022 draft, contract year. You got Warple traded to Geelong. Will Day's out to the mid-season. He needs to capitalise on the opportunity. He needs to go bang. Otherwise, he's been on the out a bit for a while. So I think they're your 2.
I think this is a year.
More so Mitch, because he needs to stay. Cam's not injured. Cam's fine. He's just probably hasn't broken into the team.
Yeah.
He's been in and out. But with Warple going, with Will Day out, depending if Weddle takes Day's spot, but Cam could slot in there as well. Yeah. So they're probably the 2 that I think are...
If you've ever seen highlights of this Cam McKenzie play football, he looks like his coach.
Yeah.
The way he runs, and you remember Sam Mitchell running around, he was like nuggety, and the way that he'd kick a football, like his kicking style.
Yeah, that high, big vertical drop.
It is exactly the same. Yeah. You put those 2 next to each other, and it's a carbon copy.
It's funny, we're talking about a lot of these people, and a lot of them are from that 2022 draft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of them are from, and it probably shows you that how much development's going into these guys now.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we're only just now picking up and going, oh, these guys are really, really good.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 100%. They're taking those 3-4 years in the system.
But I can't remember another draft where it was like that.
Bold call. The best offense is a good defense. Defense is pretty solid.
I think it's ranked, last year it was ranked 2 or 3, I think, for points against.
Yeah.
Our offense, it will come. We will build. Sam seems to give off, I think, the bit of the long game mentality. He sees himself as being at the Hawks for the next
10 years.
10 years. Say they finished 8th last year. If they finish, say, thereabouts again this year, but maybe Mitch Lewis has had a good year, he's like, that's a win for our forward line because then that helps us in 2027.
They can't keep relying on Gunston.
Look at who kicked their goals. I understand Gunston kicked their goals.
Yeah, that's right.
But who else kicked their goals?
Yeah.
You had
you've got the Smalls, Wizard, Nick Watson, Jack Ginnivan.
Just means they're not getting the delivery.
Yeah, and Jack Ginnivan, to be fair to the bloke, I know he kicks some goals, but he's getting a couple of easy ones, maybe a few free kicks here and there. He's not, the ball's not going in and think, Ginnivan will,
he's not that dangerous.
He's not that dangerous small. He's helping out.
What you do after you kick a goal is more important than kicking a goal.
No, I've seen you carry on.
Yeah, come on, man.
Hey, that was a good goal, though, wasn't it? That was a good handball.
Yeah.
Mate, he tells me that story regularly about how he set you up, and then that was probably the hardest he ran the whole game was to actually try and just get over for a high five, and you just dogged him.
Yeah,
absolutely dogged him.
I was too busy beating my chest.
Yeah, that's right. Righto, good job on the Hawks, mate. Off to the Melbourne Demons.
Oh, the Demons.
It's a grand old flag. It's a high-flying flag. It's the emblem for me and for you.
Melbourne. All right. So, look, obviously they've disrupted as hell. I don't understand where they're going to go. All of them are doing this thing like they did last year as well with we love each other. Just own it. Own it that you guys are in a rebuild.
Oh, Goodwin was hard done by, but he something's gone on there.
Yeah.
For him to get punted and then a couple of the boys have a bit of a mass exodus.
Yeah. To be honest, probably hard done by last year in that Rising Star. Harvey Langford. He was good all year.
He went pick 6 in 2024.
Pick 6, 2024.
Yeah. Got a head for radio, this bloke.
Yeah. So.
Interesting mustache. Probably a good bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a good bloke.
Yeah. Dude, again, with the tall mid, 190 centimetres, another big midfielder.
Yeah. He reads a player well, but he also, I felt like Petrarca helped him look really good.
Yep.
A lot of the time. So it'll be interesting to see how they go without that pillar in the midfield.
Oh, they've got one. Jack Steele.
Oh, hold on. You steal my thunder. Breakout. So Jai Cully, athletic on baller, spent last season in reserves. So
go on, bang, midfielder.
He is being, like, this preseason has been huge for him. So everyone's raving about him at Melbourne, saying he's the next, the Petrarca. He's the next midfielder to come in that is going to save him. Talk around him, his versatility, as well as his ball skills. He also has genuine senior experience. So he was picked up as the first round pick in the mid-season draft 2022.
Played 50 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Picked up a West Coast.
Yes,
Yeah,
West Coast first. And then
he played a couple of games with West Coast, then had a few injuries and whatnot. And then obviously got delisted and went back as like a rookie list with Melbourne. Couldn't crack a midfield when you've got Petrarca, Oliver, Viney, Pickett was rolling through there. Rivers was rolling through there. So, like, it's a pretty hard one. And then you've got these kids coming through as well, Langford. He can play a bit of forward as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just super impressed with him this preseason.
I reckon he's tough.
Yes, yeah. And big, like, he's a senior body.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't look like he should be able to take his...
Another left footer too. Get around him.
Of course you'd know that.
Get around the left footers.
Under pressure, Stephen May. But he's also, as we sit here...
A thug.
He's a thug. Well, I don't know why. He might be a thug in real life, but he was not at Melbourne's training because cops were at his house.
Maybe not as of today because this is not coming out today.
Oh, well, but today, yeah. Now that cops are at his door, he was not at Melbourne's training. So not only has he got that pressure on him, he's had a woeful last season.
Oh, he's had a woeful last couple. He treated Jake Melksham like shit.
It wasn't that bad. He was elite for disposal.
No. Just the culture that
okay,
he's
sorry.
instilling.
Stats-wise, he's not too bad still.
They'll get a breakout from inside the centre square on a leading kick that is just elite, and he'll go spray his 6 defenders.
Yeah.
It's like, no one's stopping that. No, I don't
That's
care
gonna
who you
happen.
are. It's going to happen.
There
in
was
the game.
footage last year of Max Gawn did something in the back in the back line, and Stephen May, and then the siren went. They lost, and Stephen May's like into him, and Max Gawn was just like, piss off, mate.
I don't know. He needs to probably pull his head in by the looks of it. Things.
Focus on the footy and stop it.
Yeah. Go back to how he used to be as one of the best defenders in the game.
I mean, they've still got quite a few people that were in that premiership side. Max Gawn, the GOAT ruckman, Stephen May, Jake Lever, Christian Salem.
Picked up Brody Myercheck in the forward line too. That's big.
He'll help Van Ruin.
Yeah.
Van Ruin's that athletic tall. Pickett, he's that crafty forward.
Yeah, and they've been playing in midfield this season.
They've now just got Jack Steele, who's the former captain of St Kilda, but I think he's still an A-grade midfielder.
Stealing my thunder because here's my bold call.
Oh.
Yes. So my bold call.
It's a segue.
Yeah. Jack Steele becomes Melbourne's best midfielder by season's end. He'll shift back into a full-time midfield role. You know, he's a ball getter. He's a distributor. I don't think his career is behind him at all.
No way, mate. He looks $1 million.
I don't quite understand why St Kilda were so eager to get rid of him.
Pretty
he's
piss-poor
like a
from
Tom
them.
Mitchell, another very similar in how they play.
You have a look at St Kilda now. They've got Nasai Wanganeen-Miller, ultimate leg speed. Marcus Windhager, ultimate leg speed. You've got all these guys there that they're looking for more explosiveness.
Yep.
So, yeah, look, he just didn't fit their mould. But he can go and take the Clayton Oliver role. I love him. I reckon he's a great footballer. I really enjoy watching him play.
I would almost go as far to say that if they can get their midfield going, that he could go for an All-Australian squad again.
Where'd they finish last year? They're obviously bottom 8. Do you feel like they definitely... I feel like
they don't get better.
They don't get better.
No way.
If they finish it, I reckon if I'm there and I get to the end of the season, if we finish in the same spot, that's a win. If we don't go down, considering the players we've lost, we're obviously rebuilding, we're trying to develop a few people. They're going to be bottom 8.
But if you come 14th last year, you either want to be pushing for the 8 or coming 18th to get that draft pick, don't you? Like, not that I'm condoning tanking, but you don't want to keep coming 14th.
To be fair, if you actually look at their list and think about it, it's not that bad. It'll just be if the culture can shift.
They'd like to get probably the off-field stuff right.
Yep.
And maybe finish.
Well, Stephen King is that. Like, he is a no-nonsense type of guy.
He's the type of, if you had to have a sit-down meeting with him, you're like,
you don't want to.
You don't want to sit in a closed-door meeting. Oh, just close the door, Cam. You're like, nah. Yeah, that's not going to be good.
Next up, we're going to the North Melbourne.
So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the ball.
Kanga, kanga, kanga. Roo, roo, roo.
Oh, my God.
That was worse than me singing the GWS song.
Righto, North Melbourne Kangaroos. They're a team of young kids at the moment. And my rising star, Finn O'Sullivan, versatile midfielder, played a bit forward early in his debut year, and then they shifted him into that back role, which is what they seem to do with a lot of the kids that they've got. They did it with Colby McKercher, Harry Sheasel. All these guys have sort of learned their craft on a half-back line.
Yep.
He played all but one match in his debut season, which is pretty impressive from a young kid. 19 years old. Doesn't get a lot of it, but I think that they've obviously seen enough skills and whatnot. He's going to be surrounded by Harry Sheasel, who's 21, George Wardlaw, he's 21, Colby McKercher, he's 20. So they've got these kids that are all going to, much like Richmond in the next episode, they're all like, they've just gone, cool, we've had 5 years of getting Porsches.
Sorry.
Or Ferraris.
Porsches.
Yeah. And then eventually they're all going to go back.
Yeah.
If they can keep them all. So
Is
to
he
me,
in your fantasy team?
Finn?
Yeah.
No. Look, he's skillful enough, but what's he
15.
get?
He's getting 15, which is not bad considering.
Like, it's good for a rookie.
Yeah. So I'd say, 214 metres gained. He's marking the ball 4 times, which is good.
I think that you'll find that if we do this segment next year, he might find his way into the breakout contender.
Yeah.
Like being that third year, first year debut, missed one game, 15 touches. Second year starts to develop more, and then third year they just go bang.
Bang, yep.
Speaking of breakout contender, this guy is my favourite player in North Melbourne.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say in the AFL. I was like,
No, Colby McKercher.
Yep.
So left footer, halfback.
Dude, that's like the 5th left footer. What's going on? Every time it's hang on, left footer.
Well, they're the best kicks in the game.
Oh, it's just not true.
Anyway, moving on. Tasmania boy. And if he was wearing a Hawks jersey, you would and watched him play, you would dead set think it was Luke Hodge.
That's a big call.
Yep. The way that he kicks, like I said with Cam McKenzie and Sam Mitchell, the way they kick and the way they move, he's got a bit more explosiveness than Luke Hodge, but just the poise and the body structure and the way that he moves on the ground just looks like Luke Hodge. So if he can be half the player Luke Hodge is, he's doing very well. Speaking of Tassie, McKercher's contract until 2028. Guess what?
Tassie comes in 2029.
Tassie comes in the next couple of years and then blank check time.
Do you think one thing about North Melbourne, they seem to love to sign long year contracts?
Yeah, well.
Otherwise, who would stay there? They've been shit
they're
forever.
not really a destination. You're
not going, I'd love to stay at the Roos for 8 years.
Yeah.
Until I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
So he's got eye-catching speed. So his ability to break lines, and he's got that left foot that is just sublime. Averaged 23 disposals in 2025. First half of the year, they played him forward and sort of on a wing. And then that was when like Harry Sheasel was playing back, and they had Caleb Daniel playing back, and they even Finn O'Sullivan playing back. So they sort of mixed it up. And then second half of the year, Sheasel went in the midfield, Colby went back and just changed their game. I think, just gave them something else, and his run and carry to break lines off the defensive half was really important to him. So that's my breakout contender. Again, I think he's going to erupt. 27 touches from a half back and maybe 450 metres gained would be I genuinely think he's capable of that.
He's in your fantasy.
He is 100% locked. Yeah,
Locked in.
Yeah, locked
Starting?
in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all your fantasy.
Yeah,
picks out.
yeah, I know. Yeah. You need him. You're shit. Moving on to Under Pressure. For me, it's another young kid, actually. He's in the same mould as all these other kids like Sheasel, McKercher, Wardlaw, O'Sullivan. But Zane Dersma, for me, is Under Pressure. So he's still only 20 years old, which might seem a bit harsh. Pick 4, and he just hasn't lived up to it.
No.
Averaging 7.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's
Yeah,
like
so...
That's low.
they keep him in the team.
Why?
Well, because
like,
they picked him with pick 4.
Yeah, pick 4. Like,
So they're like, well,
we have
there
to-
has to be... We
something.
obviously saw something there.
Yeah, but to be fair, if you go pick 4, you're only on like minimal coin anyway.
Oh, no,
so-
but regardless,
Yeah.
you don't want to send... You
Your
pick
pick 4.
you go and send him to another team, and then you watch him turn into an
Yeah,
All-Australian.
but you stop. No, I don't mean like that. But like, say teams that are good, like Brisbane, Geelong, Suns, maybe whatever. If they pick up, they might pick up, get a first rounder. That first rounder might not pay. They might play maybe late in the first season. If not, they don't play.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh yeah, they've got a good team.
Yeah.
But this kid, if he's not living up to it, why doesn't he go back to the 2s? Like,
He has been. He's been playing a lot of 2s.
how's his 2s numbers?
No,
Shit.
Still not good.
No.
Terrible.
His name was bandied around on the rumour mill quite a bit. So his brother, Xavier Dersma, plays for Essendon. So there was talk of him maybe going to Essendon. We talked about baby bombers in the last episode. So there's a potential there that he can sort of grow up with those guys as well. So we're still trying to work out what position he plays. He looks like he's one of those like real fly half forwards, like a Will Hoskin Elliott. You remember him from Collingwood days?
Yep.
Where he's like a real rangy wingman half forward that, like his brother Xavier, average 6 disposals, half a tackle and half a goal a game. That's just
Not good enough.
That's not good enough. That's your dad's the coach and you're getting a game type of stuff.
What's one word you would use?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
You're right.
What's one word you would use to describe him?
Defeated.
Yes.
Like he genuinely looks like, mate, I'm copping so much shit from the media about I haven't performed. And he might need a change of scenery.
It's on a side note. I'm surprised maybe you didn't throw the under pressure on Clarko.
Look,
he's been there a bit now.
Yeah, but he could sail off into the sunset.
Yeah.
He's still got his premierships.
Their whole franchise going like, hey, this is our brand.
We've
put
spent
a lot of
money
time,
on
money
you.
on getting Clarkson.
Yeah.
He's been there now, what, 3 seasons?
Yeah.
4 seasons? And they're just same shit every year.
At what point do you got to not look at the coach and you look at your stock that you've got and you go, we're just not there yet?
No,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, but no, you can't be doing that. Like if you're the coach, okay, we don't have the people. Okay, sure, maybe you don't have the people, but stop saying you don't have the people and start putting a plan in place to grow your own people, build your culture, grow the people that you do have. Because if you keep sucking eggs, no one wants to go there. You don't retain any long-term players, and you continue to be 15th and 16th. The supporter base has got to feel some excitement and be like, at least we're trending in a positive direction. What positives are we seeing?
Well, here's my bold call.
Yep.
Here's my bold call. So Nick Larkey's their new captain.
Yep.
Captain Larkey and the kids lead Kangas to the most wins in years. Well, 2020, 3 wins. 2021, 4 wins. 2022, 2 wins.
That's so bad.
2023, 3 wins. 2024, 3 wins. 2025, 5 wins. Quick maths.
Prick.
20 wins in the last 6 years.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
That's horrendous. They're not going to go out and win 10 games of footy. I think a pass mark for them would be
7?
8.
Their average losing margin is 42 points.
So, a pantsing.
They lost to Adelaide by 13 points round 24. They've just lost 13 points to the minor premiers. That's the outlier there. Geelong beat them by 101 points. Their bad is really bad, but when they're good,
they're close. They're in the mix.
They're in the mix. Like while they drew against the Lions, which they should have won that game.
Yeah.
It was just a silly mistake.
You hope that they're more competitive. That's the end of episode 2.
Maybe chuck in another couple of, good left footers to, in the comments so
Yeah.
Alex can add them to the list, or
I
have you
thought
got the whole list?
I think I've covered them, boys.
I need to look at your fantasy team. I reckon they're all left footers. There's all one,
yeah.
there's all one
should.
right footer
Team
on
named
there.
the Lefties.
Yeah. Oh, no, happy days. Once again, thanks to the Golf Bunker for supporting us. We're Fairways to Footy. Catch us next time.